Good morning everyone, and hello from Ipoh. I left Malacca today, took the bus to Kuala Lumpur, spent some time over there, had breakfast, and then took the next bus to Ipoh. Slept the entire journey. I just arrived now, checked in, and let's see what 23 pounds per night gets you over here in Ipoh. Pretty spacious living room. The balcony. Okay, not bad. This is one bedroom. This is the second bedroom. Quite spacious. Bathroom. And the shower. Not bad, eh? I would say. I am too tired now, so probably today is gonna be just sleeping. But tomorrow, I can't wait to see what the city has to offer. I'll see you. Since I came over here, man, there were storms every single day. Today it looks like the weather finally decided to give me a chance. So I'm gonna go exploring a little bit, starting with the southern part of the city where there are some temples. And while I was looking around, I saw that unfortunately a lot of the main attractions over here are closed for refurbishment. What can I do? I'm gonna make do with whatever I have. Let's check them out. And just 10 minutes away from where I live, we arrived. In this area there's two wonderful temples carved in limestone which dates back 400 million years ago. Did you hear that right? 400 million years. So although the temples are just a couple of minutes away from each other, they are pretty different. One is a Buddhist temple following the Mahayana Buddhism. The other one is a Taoist temple filled with wonderful, colorful statues and gods from Chinese mythology. Let's check them out. The Mahayana Buddhism is one of the major branches of Buddhism. It's particularly associated with East Asian Buddhist traditions, which fits the temple's Chinese heritage. So this temple, it's Sam Poh Tong. I hope I'm at least close to the actual pronunciation. So in around 1890, a Chinese monk discovered a cave in the mountains over here and used it for meditation. And since then, it became one of the biggest attractions over here in Ipoh. Some sources date the construction and development of the actual temple to around 1912, while the present-day facade and parts of the complex were developed later, particularly around the 50s. Once you enter, the experience changes quite dramatically. Outside you have the colorful Chinese temple architecture, gardens, ponds and statues, which you're gonna see better later on in the video. And inside you are suddenly surrounded by raw limestone walls, Bodhi statues, shrines and narrow passages. The combination of natural cave and the religious architecture is what makes the place visually interesting. Also, the name of the temple is generally translated as Cave of the Three Jewels or Three Treasures Cave, but this isn't referring to three literal treasures hidden somewhere inside the cave. In fact, in Buddhism, the three jewels have an important meaning, those being Buddha, the enlightened one, Dharma, the teachings, and Sangha, the Buddhist community. They're pretty shy. They don't want to be in front of the camera. should have gotten some food for them. So, if I'm not wrong, in the Chinese culture, feeding the tortoises represents like wisdom, longevity, and things like that. I don't think it's like necessarily a ritual, it's just like an old belief. But do correct me if I'm wrong. But if I remember correctly, that's what's all about. The surprising part is that it's Sunday, yet not many people around. I don't know if it's not the tourist season in Malaysia or whatever. I was kind of expecting more people. I'm not complaining. I prefer that this way. I'm just saying.
I did mention the garden outside the temple earlier, but it's now time we give it the proper love it deserves. Apparently, it has received recognition as a best landscape park in Malaysia in 1993. Also, the artificial rock formations are designed in a style reminiscent of the famous Huangshan Mountains in China, which adds another layer to the Chinese cultural influence of the temple.
So I'm heading now to the second temple, to the Taoist one, as I mentioned earlier. And probably you are wondering, what is the difference between Buddhism and Taoism? Because I certainly was, and unfortunately I didn't know until recently. So, Buddhism focuses on overcoming suffering and reaching enlightenment through the teachings of Buddha. Whether Taoism, it's about living in balance with the nature, and Tao, which is the natural way of the universe. And as soon as you reach the gates of the temple, you can see the colors and the statues.
And this is where I messed up a little bit. I know that even at the beginning of the video I said that over here there's 2 temples, and there's actually 3, and I found that out way later. So this one that I'm actually gonna visit, it's Nam Tian Tong temple, and I thought it's Ling Sen Tong. They are next to each other, and as I was exploring the garden quite a few times, I actually went to the other temple, to the actual one, but still I didn't manage to make the connection somehow. I'm sorry. They are both Taoist temples. The only major difference, I guess you could say, being that Ling Sen Tong, it's the fleshier one, the one with a lot of color, a lot more color and statues. Oh well, my bad. Sorry.
你好，你好吗? That's about all the Chinese I know. But when I go to China, I will learn more, I promise. I have to. But it's so hard, man! Oh my days! With all the accents and... complicated. We don't talk about the writing. That's another league on its own. Don't judge me, okay? But from distance, with my poor eyesight, I thought that that's Ho Chi Minh, and I was so confused. I'm like, what's he doing here?
Since I entered into the cave, I saw and wanted to try this fortune stick ritual. And although there were instructions in English as well, I was still not sure how am I supposed to do it? So when I saw this gentleman, I was trying to observe him, but his wife noticed me and she was kind enough to ask if I would like to try, as she would guide me through every step. So of course I went through with it. I was super excited. You are supposed to close your eyes and shake this wooden container until a single stick falls out. And by the way, you have to shake it pretty hard. It's not as easy as it looks. Once you get the stick, you take the 2 pieces of wood from the table, make your prayer or ask your question, and then throw them onto the ground. Depending on how they land, you either get the sign you are looking for, or apparently you try again. If you get the right combination, you can move on to the next step, which is this book. It's unfortunately in Chinese, so most of us won't be able to decipher it, but the uncle was kind enough to translate for me.
It's quite good. Means quite good.
Yeah?
Quite good.
They say it's still okay. Hopefully can get a wife soon.
Oh, hopefully.
So about work?
Your work, you can slowly get promoted.
Get promoted.
Don't
Get salary raise.
like rush.
Okay.
Keep patient.
So relaxing, man, with the mountains and everything. It kind of reminds me of my city. I'm getting nostalgic now. What can I do? The world is so big, it has to be explored, no? So many things to see and not that much time or money. Jokes aside, right? See how... Yeah, I'm so privileged that I get to experience things like these, like the encounter earlier, right, with the auntie and uncle, the Chinese couple. So random and so nice. There's so many nice people, man, around the world, so many, but we tend to focus on the negative things, and because those are the ones that usually stuck in mind. But it's not like that. It's not like that. You need to be positive. And if someone is rude or mean to you, just ignore it. Think of it this way. Imagine what a miserable life that person must have. Don't have negative feelings towards them. Just let them be. Pray for them. Let's love each other. Remember what I said earlier about raining every day over here? Yeah, about that. I'm not sure if you guys can see. It's pouring, man, today as well. Luckily, I went out earlier today, so it's fine. But if it's like this tomorrow as well, I'm gonna have big problems.